Hello there. Good day from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm out here giving a talk today. Yesterday, I made a post about being weary of folks who want to be in leadership roles for the sake of being in the role. For folks who want to be in leadership roles for the status, for their own ego, or to compensate for their own insecurity. An insecure leader is a very dangerous and often toxic leader. And so I said to watch out for those types of leaders, because they're typically leading for themselves and are more akin to create not leadership, but leadershit. And I think that word is resonating with some folks, fortunately or unfortunately, leadership. So I received a great comment, which is, okay, good discussion. Now, what do we do if we're working for someone who's a toxic leader? If we're working for someone who's practicing leadership instead of leadership, they aren't serving, they're actually showing up for themselves, not to serve. How do we as an individual, or how does a team survive, thrive, combat that? So a few things, and I've written down a few notes here, so I might refer to these. So one, oftentimes when you're working for someone who isn't the most effective leader, even if it isn't their intention to be ineffective, oftentimes what happens is a team can actually rally together kind of in spite of or to protect themselves from that toxic, insecure, often dangerous practitioner of leadership. So that's one thing, is actually teams can rally and bond together kind of in protection of. But that isn't a long-term sustainable path. I think there are a few things as well that we can consider. One, I think very few leaders wake up in the morning, very few of us wake up in the morning and say, how can I let the people around me down today? That's not our typical experience. I think oftentimes folks are practicing leadership or are being ineffective leaders without the intention of it. And so how can we build some deeper relationship with those folks, even build deeper empathy with them, and use that relationship clout or that social capital to actually offer them some feedback and help them become better, more effective leaders. Now, it isn't our responsibility to offer that feedback up to someone more senior than us. Hopefully they do create the condition where it's safe and worth it to speak up and to gain and receive that feedback. But that's one move, is to build deeper relationship, to offer feedback. Hopefully you're part of a team or organization that uses 360 tools and feedback tools, so that that leader can actually get some feedback on how they're showing up and how they're leading. Another thing that we can try to do, and this one's hard, I will admit, but we can attempt to practice reverse Jedi leadership, which is how do we make some ideas from ourselves and the team that can make the team operate better and operate healthier, make that their ideas. And so that they think they're implementing their own ideas, even though it's the ideas of the team. I call that, reverse Jedi leadership. It's hard to do, takes a lot of effort, but that's one thing that we can do with those types of leaders as well, is to lead up and to provide some reverse leadership for them. The other couple last ideas here is you can use that leader as a reverse mentor, if you will, that you can study their leadership to figure out what's your own brand and practice of leadership, sort of using them as a bit of an antithesis to say, not that, I'm going to practice the opposite, or I'm going to try this out. And the chance that you or them will be in the same leadership role within the next 2 years is very unlikely. So still use that experience under leadership to practice what's your own version of leadership. And if all else fails, and your relationship with that leader is having a negative impact on your performance and on your health and well-being, find another leader, whether it's internal to the organization or beyond if needed. So those are my ideas on how do we deal as an individual or a team with someone who's an ineffective leader, a toxic leader, or dare I say, practicing leadership. What else do you think? What are some effective tools, ideas on how individuals and teams can best deal with ineffective and toxic leaders? Thanks for listening.